you with the heat. Credit's no good for a notion salesman.
Board? All aboard?
Why not? What's wrong with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an amble salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Or anybody else?
River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
What do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bicker, you can talk. You can bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you wanted, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's a Model T Ford made the difference, made the people want to go, want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's going to patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk? Where do you get it? Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present-day store, at the present-day modern departmentalized grocery store. What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, you can bicker. You can bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk all you wanted, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the you need a biscuit made the difference, made the you need a business. You need to put the cracks in the package in an airtight sanitary package. Made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with a nail pouch, cut blood chewing by the stove. Changed the approach of the traveling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
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 No.
Just a minute.
Never heard of a salesman, Hill.
No, he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Well, the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package with a Model T Ford. Just a minute. Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Poor doggone thing. He's just a baggy, bell ringing, big hog, great go, neck or nothing, Rick Four, and every time a bullseye salesman. And that's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line.
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big bass bass, and the piccolo, the uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat and the big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks for a hat fan here and there, juice art.
No, the fella sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper plays here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City. We're across the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in this state. Board.
Well, if you're all finished, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
Do you really know Harold Hill?
Never saw the man in my life, but I can tell you this. He's given every one of us a black eye. After he gets through with a town, the next salesman to arrive automatically gets tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on a rail. You think that's funny? Well, it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
But why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he's got to guarantee to teach them kids to play.
Well?
And to form them kids into a band with himself as a leader. What's wrong with that? He don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. He can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. One of these days, I'm gonna catch up to that swindling two-bit thimble rigger, and when I do, I'm gonna squeal on him so bad.
You sure are, man, Charlie. Hate to be that fellow when you catch up with him.
Well, it's not gonna happen on this trip. Not in Iowa. Even a great Professor Hill won't try and sell these neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here.
Boy!
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I believe I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
Don't believe I dropped it.
Good morning, Mayor Shin.
It is if you want to walk around your drawers all day.
And there I was in Madison Hospital and nobody come to see me. Uncle Will never come, Aunt Bertha never come.
Your Aunt Bertha's dead.
Well, she wouldn't come anyway.
We'll be cold as a falling thermometer in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so by God stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirt and all that to go with it. If you're
So what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us, even though we may not ever mention it again.
You really ought to give Iowa, Hawkeye, Iowa, Dubuque, Des Moines, Davenport, Marshalltown, Mason City, Dearborn, basically. Ought to give Iowa a try.
Ah, yes, Mr. Squires. I'd be interested in a rig for Sunday if you could accommodate me.
And I expect you all to find the man who's in charge of hiring rigs, who is late as usual.
Hey, Gregory! Marcellus! What are you, old son of a gun? What? But Greg! Professor Hill's the name. Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why'd you let me know you was coming?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how'd I know I'd find you in a little tank town like this? You were a big slicker when you were in business with me.
Ah, too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Toffelmeyer, the boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So what's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
Well, what happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now, give me the lowdown here, Morris.
Say, you'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
Female.
Perfect. Just what I wanted to hear. If she passes by here, point her out to me.
I will. So how you gonna start the pitch?
Same old way. First I gotta keep that music teacher off balance. Then my next job is to get your town, son, out of the serious trouble it's in.
But River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I have to create some. I gotta create a desperate need for a boys' band. Now, what can I use, Morris? What's new around here?
Nothing. Except the billiard parlor just put in a new pool table.
They never had a pool table before?
Nope, just billiards.
That'll do it. Okay, Morris, see you later. And don't forget, music teacher.
Music teacher.
Mr. Dunlop.
Yes?
Friend, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate horses. Clear head, the keen eye. Did you ever take a try and find an ironclad lead for yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? But just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-blind game, I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that SWAT, the first big step on the road to the depths of Dave Perdea St. First. Medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listening to some big out-of-town Jasper hear him tell about horse race games. Not a wholesome trotting race, no. A race where they sit down right on the horse. I'd like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch. Make your blood boil? Well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. Good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B that rhymes with P and that stands for fool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering. I say your young men will be frittering away. Frittering away their noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelions pulled to the screen door patch or the beefsteak pounded. And never mind pumping any water to your parents' pot with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Oh, we got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker, shirt-tail young ones peeking in the pool hall window after school. Trouble! Folks right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around the hall? They're trying out Bevo, trying out Cubettes, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette thieves, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breath with Sensen. One fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the armory. Libertine men, scarlet women, ragtime. Shameless music will grab your son, your daughter, in the arms of a jungle animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble. Right here in River City. The capital T that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. They really got trouble. They really got trouble. River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's children gonna have trouble, 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 trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your boy leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? Dime novel hidden in the corn crib? He's starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's Whiz Bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell and so's your old man. Well, if so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble. Right here in River City.
Peanut rhymes with peanut stands for pool.
That stands for pool. We surely got trouble.
River City.
Right here.
Remember the main Plymouth Rock, the golden rule.
Our children's children gonna have trouble.
Oh, we're in trouble. We got terrible, terrible trouble that day with the 1500 balls in the devil's tool.
Devil's tool.
We got trouble.
evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So do-re-ti me a little slower, and please keep your fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get back
We found out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with the same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
Now I haven't changed the subject. I've been talking about that stranger.
What stranger?
With the suitcase, who may be your very last chance.
Mama, if you think that I'd allow a common masher, now really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to the blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Pat, and Noah Webster. You concocted for yourself out of your Irish imagination, your Irish stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have a...
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that any way to come into a house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from me, boy. The lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I'd especially like it very much if you'd come, Winthrop.
Winthrop, Amaryllis has asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because of his lisp?
It's not only because he lisps, Amaryllis. That's just part of it.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
Well, I'm patient, even though he does never talk to me. But I do him. Every night, I say goodnight to him when the evening starts. You have to do it the very second you see it, too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, there, darling. Oh, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I play my...
May I play my crosshand piece?
You may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, why not say goodnight, my someone? You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
sure you're all grateful to my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, for leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereopticon slide. And to Ethel Tufflemeyer, our fine player, piano. As mayor of River City, I welcome you River Citizens to the 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. 4 boys. 4 The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watonyi girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, will take a leading part. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our city. Fourscore! The Payne's fireworks spectacle, Last Days of Pompeii, will take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out to Madison Picnic Park in the far meadow, across the creek from the pest house.
Well, I don't see how it's going to rain. The courier says it's going to be clear all day.
That's right, Youth. That's why we prepare for a storm.
The courier's accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
Oh, you wouldn't last long in the banking business.
Let's have order here. Order! Order!
Number 8's late again tonight.
Well, I make her early.
Oh, I say she's late.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
Will you members of the school board stop your bickering in public?
Well, all in the world that I said was that...
Never mind. Fourscore.
We hear there's a pool table in town.
Now, just a minute.
Well, is there a pool table or isn't there?
Will you let me get on with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercises until we get this pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children. Resist sin and corruption. Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho? All billiard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys band. You hear me? I say River City's got to have a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's going to have her boys band, as sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's going to be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. You'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shimmer of trumpets. Hunt-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Liberati, the great creator, Pat Conway, Gilmore, Arthur Pryor, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom, timpani, and horse platoon. Thundering all along the way. Double-bell euphoniums and big bassoons. Each bassoon having its big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery. Thundering, louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpets who would improvise
anyone seen Iowa people get so excited since the night Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle? Never mind. I want his credentials. Hold on.
Wait a minute, son.
He almost blew up Mrs. Shen.
Thanks, Professor.
Let me go.
Gotta make a spectacle of him. He's a ringleader, you know. And what he does, the gang does.
Come on, let me go.
You wild kid, you. Hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers south of town.
Oh, yeah.
You wild kid, you. Tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
We wasn't tagging neither.
Don't you contradict me.
We was just walking together. Holy cow.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing. My little Gracie's seen you. Now you stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this band thing. Over to City Hall, 10 o'clock, sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this fella. Troublemaker.
Oh, that's all right.
His gang's waiting outside.
I'll be careful. Tommy, want to talk to you about the band.
Aw, gee, Professor, that's just for little kids.
Oh, I don't mean playing in it. You're mechanically minded, aren't you?
Yeah,
Did you ever do anything with perpetual motion?
I nearly had it once.
You did? You're my man. Do you realize nobody has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player?
Really?
No place to hang the music.
Wonder where I can get some wire.
Look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire.
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Constable, show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, miss, what's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea you was beckoning to me. Ye gods.
Do you know Tommy Gillis?
Well,
Tommy, this is Zanita. Escort the young lady home.
only except that I'm not going home. I have to go to the library.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library, by way of the candy kitchen.
Do I have to?
You have fun.
Yes, sir.
Ye gods.
Professor, you're a smart young fella, but you made a couple of mistakes.
Oh?
The mayor owns the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
Zanita is the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute there, Professor. We're from the school board, and we want your credentials.
That's right, academic certificates.
Well, letters, papers,
Make 'em up.
Nothing like that. We don't need that kind of stuff.
Wait a minute. What am I hearing here? You, sir. Say, ice cream.
Ice cream. But I don't sing, sir. If that's what you're...
All right, talk then, but down low. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
You see? Singing is only sustained talking. Now, you, sir. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
And you? Ice cream.
ice cream.
And you, sir?
Ice cream.
Ladies, you will never see one of those gentlemen again without the other three.
Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
Any senses? Where is the good in goodbye?
hotel if you
Miss,
like.
at what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street, like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal, class of what, 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory.
Oh, hi, Mars. Don't call me Greg.
Say, how'd you make out with that music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did?
Yeah.
Boy, you sure cut a swat tonight. For a minute there, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like when you used to imitate that band concert fella back in Joplin.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, listen, kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. You just keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? But it only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
It still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
But Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Mars.
But Greg, you don't know one note from another.
I don't need notes. I've developed a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people are going to be screaming for music. You're going to have to lead a band.
Yeah, but they'll forget about it when the uniforms arrive, see? At least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
Gonna line yourself up with a little canoodling, huh?
Well, I might.
Say, I could fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl. She teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will find refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir. For no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl. I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I sparkle. I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer. I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to say. The sadder but wiser girl for me. Oh, no bright-eyed, breathless, blushing baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, innocent, wholesome female. No, sir. Why, she's the fisherman, I'm the fish, you see? Plop. I flinch. I shy. When the lass with the delicate hair goes by, I smile. I grin. When the gal with a touch of sin walks in, I hope. I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
Professor Hill! Oh, Professor Hill! We're all agog!
We're so excited about the band.
I'm Ethel Toppelmeyer, the pianola girl.
And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks and our mayor's wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin. Oh, isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. No, I could not say. I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I am reticent. accent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my music plans call for the creation of a ladies' committee on the dance, and Mrs. Shin, do that again.
What?
Your foot, the way you raised it just then.
Oh, I have a bunion on that foot.
Oh, what grace, what flow of rhythm, what expression of line and movement. Mrs. Shin, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary on the Classic Dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, Professor Hill.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del's art. Will you? Please say yes, Mrs. Shin.
You lady McKechnie Shin. Dancing.
Then you accept?
Why, yes, indeed, and I would like to say...
Thank you. Now, the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Peru, I believe. Well, she is the librarian.
Let's pick him up first crack out of the box.
Talking up to a man like that.
He wouldn't take a dare talk to her.
What, are you trying to talk turkey to him?
Crazy. I'll take her ticket and punch it for.
Picked her on first crack like a cheap chap.
Not much pick to her if you ask me.
Pick a little, talk a lot.
Pick a little, talk a little.
Chip, chip, chip. Talk a lot, pick a little more.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 chip.
That's the kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Sponsor!
Ravelers. Balls. And the worst of all. Oh, I can't tell you.
I'll tell.
The man lived on my street. Let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who didn't have a friend in this town till she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Picnic Park, Madison Gymnasium, Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who did he think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say the show-off. Gave the town the library, too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city, and he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures with a touch guarantee. She had a golden glimmer in her eye and a silver voice with a counterfeit ring. But melt her down and you'll reveal a lump of lead as cold as steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be.
He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her.
Sponsor!
We want your credential.
Yes, of course. I have what you need right up at the hotel. Come on, let's go down. Oh, wait. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. We're going to leave you now.
It's all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
You were probably very young then, and anyone can make a mistake.
What?
Oh, now, no apologies, no explanations. I'm only in town a short while, and the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Marion. a dozen peewees, and one big lassie with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Madam Librarian, what can I say? In here to catch your ear. I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigade men had to whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian, what can I do, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marian, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to carrion. Madam Librarian, now in the moonlight, a man could sing it in the moonlight. And the fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. When I try in here to make it clear, I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marian is a long lost cause I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian such as Marian. Madam Librarian, but when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian is a long lost cause I can never win, for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian such as Mag. The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights. Rhea. Madam Librarian.
Just a minute there. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why, no, Mr. Mayor. I collect doorbells. This particular model has a tone quality that's really unusual.
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
Just miss you, I guess. Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What? What?
The spread of your little finger. That's hereditary.
Oh, it is? What does that mean?
That means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good! That means that America has finally produced an artist capable of flugeling the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
How can I get one of those horns?
Sign right here, Mr. Mayor. And that'll be $17 import fee.
Yes, sir. Just think, I could have missed this whole... I don't have any son! You unscrupulous flew-by-night, you unflappalist, you'll be down to City Hall with your by-God papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Of a cornet virtuoso.
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your son has that same firm chin, those splendid cheek muscles, by George. Oh, not that he could be really great, mind you.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No. That cinches it, Mrs. Peru. Sign here. Your son was born to play the cornet. That'll be $7 earnest money. And no further payments due until the instrument arrives. Thank you. Now, the only other thing I'll need are the boy's measurements for his band uniform. We can, of course, take care of that later, if necessary. Let me see, did I, $7? Is that what you... All right. That's quite enough for now. And as I say, no further payments will be due until the instruments arrive. It generally takes somewhere between 1 week, 10 days, 2 weeks at the most. And that means that no further payment is due until then. Well, hello there, son. Did you hear what I said about a uniform?
Would it have
A stripe? Of course it'll have a stripe, a great wide stripe down each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to play in the band, why, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anybody can do it, I'll bet you can. Why, out of a crowd, I'd pick you for harp carrying, clay pipe smoking, shamrock wearing, harp playing, maugre pinching, terrace hall minstrel, singing Irishman. Big gobbin me jabbers, where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Gold medal, class of '05. Why, how do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Of course, I thought the name sounded familiar. Peru. You know, I've been meaning to get back the last couple of days.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy may have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Oh, your husband's musical? I'd sure like to have a talk with him. I'm sure we'd have a lot.
Do you burst in on everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marion!
Well, that's 1 for, 1 against. Why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason why your brother should have something like this
My
band.
brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As to your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Miss Peru, You know, I get the feeling she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious maybe, but I admire that in a woman. Keep me alive, I'll be back later in the week.
One moment, Professor. About the boy's measurements, I make all his clothes myself. Sleeve 21, waist 18, crotch 14.
All right, fine. That's all I need. I must get back to the hotel now. Top of the day to you, Widow Peru.
Professor,
Yes.
you'll have to excuse Marion. She's not really...
Oh, don't worry about a thing. I'm sure that at heart she's every bit as lovely as yourself.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana, Conservation Cross of '05. Now, darling.
Now, Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling. All right. But it's a well-known fact that if you put the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop? Winthrop, I know you're in there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large blue volume with gold lettering.
But do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now what are you up to? What do you need books for at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
I give up. And if you don't mind my asking, at your age, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Griner, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage in that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor, either. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart could say if it only knew how. Please, dear Venus, show me now. All I want is a plain man. All I want is a modest man, a quiet man, a gentleman, a straightforward and honest man to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa, and I would like him to be more interested in me than he is in himself, and more interested in us than in me. And if occasionally he'd wonder what makes Shakespeare or Beethoven great, him I could love till I die. Him I could love till I die. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, let me walk with him where the others ride by. Walk and love him till I die. Till
Zanita! Hey, Zanita! Tommy! Mom and Pop are right over there in the bank. Oh, my gods!
I'll meet you after dinner then.
I can't. It's up Worthleet tonight. Meet you where?
Down by the footbridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time the lumberyard, and this time the footbridge. And where will you meet me next? In the black hole of Calcutta? Ye gods!
Oh, gee, I only wanted to show you my new invention.
What new invention?
My music holder for the marching piccolo player. It's still got a few minor flaws in it, like when you hold it tight enough to keep the music steady, it cuts off the circulation. You can't wiggle your fingers. And you could go blind.
Tommy and Papa!
thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes. The very first thing I said, or I'll eat hay with a horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said, morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look. My wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home.
But, George...
The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is boodling around with some wild kid. And my business has fallen off so far I can't even find the balance sheet.
Mayor Shin, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I could ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of '05.
Well, if you'll just take time to read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look further. It's on page...
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon's just coming up in the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon?
A likely story. At this hour of the day, nonsense. The Wells Fargo wagon.
Could be the band instruments.
The band instruments?
The Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday.
In March I got a gray Mackinac.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa.
Montgomery Ward sent me a bathtub and a cross-cut saw.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Prepaid supplies for COD.
It could be curtains or dishes or a double boiler, or it could be...
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be.
Something special.
Something very, very special now.
Just for me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some salmon from Seattle last September, and I expect a new rocking chair. I hope I get my raisins from Fresno.
The DA orders and a cannon for the courthouse square.
The Wells Fargo wagon is a coming now. I don't know how I could ever wait to see. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be something special just for me.
Make a stop until you stop for me.
Here you are, Winston.
My cornet. Geez, thanks, Professor.
Men, you will each receive individual instructions in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister, isn't this the most scrumptious solid gold thing you've ever saw? I never thought I'd see anything so scrumptious as a scrumptious solid gold thing. Oh, sister!
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some by God tooting out of them horns before too long, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury over to the county seat. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come, George, tempus fugit.
You watch your phraseology. Go along if you want to. I've got to get something from the library.
Now about that quote. Mr. Mayor, if I may. No, I'll see you later. The Ladies Dance Committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
It's you on my pillow
could see. Look at her now, she's a go-gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. If you get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pep rubber, she will never get sore on her way to supper.
Away mi paso los dedos, si do.
Shapoopy,
Shapoopy, shapoopy, the girl who's like to get. Shapoopy, 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 but you can't win her yet.
Never mind.
Oh, Sunita, she's scared of you, but I'm not. I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter as scared of you. Holy cow!
I'm going to warn you once more. If I ever catch you touching my daughter, I'll by God horsewhip you till hell won't have it again.
Now, George.
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means Pete.
Yes. And now, get out of this public building.
But I got as much right in a public place as anybody.
Right? How do you get me right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of that spellbinding symbol salesman? Do you know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out! Get out, you wild kid!
Papa, please! It's Capulets like you that make blood in the marketplace. Ye gods!
You don't watch your phraseology, young woman. Go home! Eulalie?
George, I only...
You tend to your dance.
I dance.
I'll handle Zanita taking up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me for a whole week now, from cover to cover, and I didn't find a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
I'll settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. Yes.
Very well, but I want you to understand that I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. That boy has the confidence of every kid in this town, And you'll be standing in line waiting to shake his hand by the time my band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll get when they stumble over their beers. I'll tell you something, my fine young feathered young, never mind. Oliver, JC, Ewart, Olin, I want this man's credentials, and I want them tonight.
You mean?
Don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than the Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in the well water. Come on, man.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
No, a man can't dodge the issue every time a little risk is involved. What does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths, the brave man only 500. Of course, the mayor was already mad at me about the pool table in his billiard parlor thing. Now, I suppose a recommendation from a respected music authority like yourself would do me a lot of good. But I couldn't dream of asking you to do a thing like that.
Oh, why, Professor Hill?
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet? Mother of pearl keys?
I'm sure it's fine, but you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few experimental blats, I guess you'd say.
Yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet in G-D-da almost constantly.
Oh, yes.
But he never touches the cornet.
Yes, well...
He says that you told him it wasn't necessary.
Well?
He tells me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
This is a revolutionary method, Alan. But so was Galileo's conception of the heavens. So was Platon's conception of the egg, the globe. So was Bach's conception of the Of course, I can't discuss these things in public, but if you don't allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a little, pick a little, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, please join our Del Sart committee. Pick a little, talk. Yes, you were so dear tonight, dancing the shakugi with Professor Hill. Dance like a fairy princess with a moonbeam for your floor. You had a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart of purest gold. Here, where a woman's heart should be. Fairy princess, moonbeam floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes, crown of gold, heart of gold. Here, where a woman's heart should be. The professor told us to read those books, and we simply adore them all. Chaucer,
We've been deputized, yeah?
Yes, congratulations. You know, I've been meaning to get together with you fellas to go over my testimonials and references and things, but you always seem to change the subject somehow. I have what you want just up in my hotel room. Take me a second.
We better go with you then.
Well, all right, sure. Let me make sure I have my key. What's this? Testimonial letter from Madame Reaney, the only female bassoon player ever to appear on the Red Path circuit. Stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that?
Oh, you won't forget the name. No, it's the same as the old song, Lida Rose. Lida Rose. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Ding dong ding, hearken hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion of a question. Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Light a rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be my light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
Dream of now, dream of then, dream of the last that might have been. Do I love you? Oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you. But only when we dream again, sweet and alone, sweet and alone. How sweet the memory, how long ago, forever, oh yes, forever. Will I ever tell you? Oh, no. Dream of
Will you ever stop arguing with yourself? Will you tell him? Won't you tell him? Ah, yes. I know. Oh, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out.
now, Mama.
Now nothing. If he ever comes to call again, you see him alone. And if you haven't got the gumption to tell him, well, there's nothing wrong with a ladylike hint.
Mama!
Winthrop, where have you been?
Listen,
Fishing?
with Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
And look, I still have some work left.
Did you have a good time?
Scrub this. He told me about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. He said he would take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I haven't been on a dog and think of FaceTime, I will say it without a moment of hesitation. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go show Amarillo for my live frog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Leave the dishes, I'll do them, Mama. Don't you have to get ready for the sociable? There's time later.
Shins live around here somewhere?
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Oh, crime. I see you're the music teacher in town. You must know about this fellow Shin, forming a boys' band.
Yes?
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I gotta see Shin. I'm just passing through. That rate only makes a 15-minute water stop. Wish it were 20. Would sure like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cal, amble salesman. Right now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fellow's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, but he's not gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of a music teacher are you can't see through him? He's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and his scholastic...
Now, wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music out of any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a minute...
I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back on that train. I gotta leave this dynamite with somebody on the way to this depot. Bye, girly girl. See you the next time, Drew.
You'll never make that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word. And I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No. I mean, I don't know you, and...
You're right. I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I never met a man who sells anvils. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I missed that train. I'm going to get fired, and I got to leave word about this fellow Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tintype. How do I know you'll deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
You double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a gal in every county in Illinois, and he's taking it away from every one of them. And that's 102 counties, not counting all the piano teachers like you that he's cuddled up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girl.
Marion! Marion! Marion, dear, who was you talking to just... Why, Professor Hill?
Mrs. Peru, top of the evening. Miss Marion?
Why don't you and Marion come up and sit? I've got some jelly on the stove. There's no jelly on the stove, Mama. Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we sit, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything.
Oh, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting that your invitation implied anything other than academic enlightenment. The think system. You know, I've tried to get by a couple of times to explain it, but there always seemed to be a crowd here. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Good. I wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No. Well, I can see I've not called on the convenient evening. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it really true
That you've had 100? I mean, what I'm trying to say is it really true that you've developed a think system?
What? A think system? Yes, think system. It's really very simple. It's a lot like whistling. You form your mouth the right way and the tune just comes out. Look, try this yourself before you ask any more.
I take your word.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you meet dozens, even 100.
Well,
Have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady even developed the same system on her own before I got to her town. In fact, she taught me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now, say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. One even hears rumors about librarians.
You must be referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me in a short job so Mother, Winthrop, and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe.
Absolutely not. And that's my point. Why do you suppose people make up rumors like that?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Sure. And jealousy is why people make up rumors about traveling salesmen. What'd you hear?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just generally.
What'd you hear generally?
Just that, but of course, it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy could lead to, take you, for instance, your attentions to customers and, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? Now honestly, mightn't they?
Why, yeah.
And as you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, they could be downright lies, now couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Well, of course.
Well, it just proves you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
If you discuss things.
Miss Marion, I would be glad to discuss anything in the world with you. But could we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Please. Some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, you pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing but a bunch of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
The footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and the saints be praised. It works.
What does?
The think system. I've been using on you from the parlor.
Get off. Get off. Get off. Get.
Bring your fishing pole, will you? Look at the fish down there. Look at that.
Uniforms have arrived. The kids are in them already. Well, people are going to be screaming for music if those kids show up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Hey, here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to keep the kids together at least, pretending to hold a practice down at the lumberyard.
All right, Morris. Get the rig.
I got it.
Well, what time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turtle wordle around here and get yourself caught in a bunny trap, you go ahead. But I'm going to...
No, don't worry about a thing, Morris. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Oh, I don't mean that. I mean you're I'd say about 26 years late. Took you that long to get to the footbridge with a fella?
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
I suppose I'm not the first person to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Oh, now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything.
Oh, no. You've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving any.
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm glad. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling man to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind for me.
Marion, I just want...
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never
Marion, there's a lot you don't know about me.
Psst. Hey, Greg.
Oh, excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Arthur Pryor. This could be it.
What now? Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
You nuts? I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight, did I? I had to keep her off balance like I told you.
Well, she's so far off balance now you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown. I came up through the ranks in this skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission.
But, Greg, you can't get anywhere right out here on the footbridge.
No, but there's a place over by the picnic park where the sociable's going to be held that makes the footbridge look like the old ladies' home. Now beat it. Go get the ring. Never a peaceful minute in the music business, I'm afraid. Now, where were we?
You are about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't have to go into that now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing any research lately. But she did plenty when you first came to town.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of '05. Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory in '05.
Why, there certainly was.
No, because the town wasn't even built until '06. I'll see you at the sociable.
Wait, you knew that all along?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came. I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you? Why, you little... While 110 cornets played the air, then I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I hot up and down the square.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind,
our star is shining its brightest light.
there were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
While 110 cornets played the air,
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now, good night, my someone. Good night.
Hey, Greg, this guy's crazy. He's going all over town, spilling everything.
I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job, but I got you now, Hill, and you're gonna pay. You'd be in a clink right now if it hadn't been for that piano teacher. I told her all about you. Know what she did? She lollygagged me around till I couldn't get the mayor's shin. Little dried up, floozy, round-heeled Fitzgate.
You get out of here before I kill you, you dirty mouth drummer.
You bully! You big blow-off! I'm gonna stay in this town till you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory.
Here's your stuff, Greg. The rig's in the alley. Come on, hurry up.
And a thumb.
Stop! Stop! Listen to this man.
You gullible green grass goats. Can't you get it through your skulls you're being hoodwinked out of your eye teeth right now? This minute? There's a burglar in the bedroom and you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill. Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady, since the first moment he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you could ever read. There isn't any man. There never has been any man, and there never will be any man. And if you don't hunt this man down right now, like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now, will you believe me? Well, what are we waiting for?
Right, I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide. After him.
Right.
When you find him, bring him back to the schoolhouse. Find the low road. Look by the creek. Try the mill. Back of the Trinity.
Mary, where have you been? I've been looking for you.
Harold, I've been looking for Winthrop. He's run away. Please go. Please, Harold. They're even talking about tar and feathers.
But I had to see you.
Oh, it's all right. Don't you know that? You don't owe me a word. Not a word. Please, hurry, please.
Hey, Greg! Hey, they're not anywhere around here. Let's try down by the creek.
Hey, wait a minute there, son.
I'm not your son. Leave me go.
Not before I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You won't tell the truth anyway.
Would to.
Would not?
Would to. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yes.
Leave me kill you, big liar.
What are you complaining about? You wanted the truth. Now I'm bigger than you and you're going to get it all. So you might as well stand there and stop wiggling. There's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the start. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd stop moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, the other thing isn't any of your business, come to think of it.
I with you've never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said.
But he promised us.
I know what he promised us, and it happened all just like he said. The lights, the flags, and the colors, and the symbols.
Where was all that?
In the way every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mom wish he'd never come to River City?
You do, don't you?
No. Now go, Harold, please.
Go on, Professor.
No, I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
Because for the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was.
Greg! They're here! That way! That way!
Oh, Professor, that way, that way.
Which is why I interrupted the program at this point. Rest assured, this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time, yes. And always remember, fellow river citizens, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from happening. Fourscore.
What have you done, Mayor? What have you done to get our money back?
That professor has collected nearly $300 just tonight.
So we haven't even seen them uniforms yet.
I told you he's slippery.
I haven't seen those uniforms or my boy since just after supper. He's a kidnapper.
Fine situation.
tradition here.
That's right.
87. Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who could forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Well, do you?
Yeah.
Surely some of you ought to be grateful to him for what he's brought to River City, and if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
Yeah, well.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. Now, if there is any person in this hall who doesn't think that this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up or raise his hand. You ladies, sit down. And the rest of you standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you people forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band?